He's at his parents though.
That's why I got all these notes and all
How well? No, unless I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, Lee's never said anything about it. She works on it. Oh, yeah. We're having lunch tomorrow, so.
How I said lunch.
Okay. Well, she's working out. Yeah. She works all shifts, always has. I said,
All right, this time we go to unfinished business. Carly, did you receive any letters of interest for the zoning committee?
none at all.
I guess that's the way it goes. People told me they were going to send them, but I guess they don't want to get involved. All right, we'll move on to Senate Engineering. I need a motion to pay the final invoice from Senate Engineering for $618.49.
I so moved.
Question? Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Also need a motion to pay the final payment request from Central Heating and Plumbing for $3,246.80. Work performed through January 29th, 2014.
I'll make that motion.
Questions, motion? Second?
Follow second.
All those in favor? Raise your right hand.
Aye.
Move on to the auditor's invoice for 2013.
Can I see the bill? Do we have receipts for the copies? For the
No.
copy and the bill?
Given any receipts for the copies?
Carly sent an email to them stating that she would make any copies, so we wouldn't get billed for any copies. And Carly has that email as I have it.
So why aren't we making copies in the borough?
Yeah. I mean, there was an email that was sent, and it states in there that if there was any copies, to please let Carly know, so we would not get billed for it. I'll look it up here.
Yeah, I think we're setting the dangerous precedent here, paying bills without receipts. Because the next time a council member brings a bill to council and doesn't have a receipt and you refuse to pay it, you know it's going to get thrown in your face.
And my question is the $500. Is it not $300 per auditor? I mean, I know they said they got paid $500 last year because of all the hours they put in, but I mean, in the past, where did the $500 versus the $300?
We paid our prior team of auditors $300 total, $100 a piece.
No.
You sure?
Oh,
It's $300 a piece?
300.
Okay.
300.
My fault.
Carol, when you ran for that position, was you aware it was $300?
I actually was aware that it was $300 at that point. But according to the borough code, the auditors can actually charge up to $1,000 a piece.
If it's approved and accepted by council, I mean, that was before the fact. I mean, we're not before the fact, we're at the fact, without it.
No, it doesn't have to be approved.
It still has to be passed by council. I mean, you can't make your own pay scale.
Well, if you look at the number of hours that we put in, I don't have the bill in front of me, 97 and a half or 97 and a quarter or something. If you divide that, that's $5.15 an hour. And that's not even all the hours, I mean, you know, we worked another 20 minutes or whatever, we didn't write it down. This year, we actually kept track of our hours.
Did you punch in and punch out, or how did you keep track of it?
We wrote it down on Sherry's calendar when we showed up at her house. Because we were just curious, because last year, it took us many, many, many hours. And after a while, we just quit writing down hours, because we were so frustrated working on it, we didn't write down hours. And so this year, we decided we're going to write down the hours, so that we can actually see how many hours it took us.
Well, on that, the 6 or 7 page statement that you gave to all of us, a lot of that was all personal of your things that needed to be done. I don't believe that all of that was for the audit. You know what I mean? It was your personal statements, your personal suggestions on what we should do and how we should run council. Carly, I'm looking for that email.
I see.
I do have the email that she sent me, but I'm looking for it.
And I, as an auditor, would like to request then for next year, I'd like to know what council is going to present for the auditors to get paid before we do the audit.
$300. That's what originally you hired on for. And I mean, that's, Carol, you knew that whenever you put your name
I
on the
knew
ticket.
that's what the previous auditors had been paid, yes.
Yeah, if you
But-
would like,
but
if
it
you would
also
like an
been
increase in that, then you
$300 for-
present the council for an increase before you do the audit.
And you know,
I said if you would like to increase that, you should present the council before you do the audit.
and what's sad is with the website, you break that down with the website being designed. You know, Michelle probably got paid $200 an hour.
You know, we're not
Wait
really.
a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That was 15
We're
minutes.
not gonna start. This is how much she got paid for this is how much we get paid for that. I'm not gonna get into that.
I was trying to give you a prime example. I mean, that was a lot of work with the audit. We didn't just, but I'm saying 15 minutes a month versus to what we put into this audit.
You're comparing apples and oranges here, I mean, that's not
I
good.
just said
You
we're not
don't know
doing
the number of
that.
hours I spent on that website, you don't know how many hours I
Every
met
month,
with
what did you put in that website?
the developer.
Listen,
Character
we're
assessment.
not gonna argue.
Well, she got paid for
We're
that.
not here to argue. I told you that you're not gonna compare this to something that somebody else did. My question on this is, what were 557 copies made of? What was it, 25 cents a copy, 557
I
copies?
have the list at home, if I would have known that I would be questioned, I didn't bring my audit notes. If I
You do
would've
yell at
known-
Carly every month for not having the receipts for the bills.
I don't know, I made those copies at the place that I work. And so, and last year when I got paid for my copies, I turned around and wrote a check to my work to reimburse them for the copies. So it's not like I'm getting money for this, I'm reimbursing my work for the copies that I make. So no, I didn't go to Staples or wherever, I know I don't have, cash register receipts for it, but I have a list to make up that, to come up to that 500 and whatever it is. Because last year, and I
Well,
made
it
the copies.
actually comes up to 628. 557, 7, and 64.
No, I was talking about mine specifically.
Okay.
These two, we printed copies at Sherry's house. We used Sherry's paper and Sherry's printer, and then Mike brought down a printer because it was wireless and it was just easier. He brought down his personal printer whenever we were printing the report that we did online, so that we could make sure that it was okay.
Okay, what's council want to do? We want to pay this amount?
so. I mean, you know, I mean, Carly sent them an email, and I'm trying to find it. But I do have it, that if any copies need to be copied, anything needed to be printed, let me know. Carly sent her. And I will make copies so we do not get billed for it. Therefore, being that that email was sent to her, Carly would have made any copies that they wanted.
I just can't understand what there was 557 copies made of.
Well,
So,
like I said, if I would have known that I would have been quizzed, I have it all wrote down on a little sticky note.
I make a motion that we pay $300 to the auditors per auditors for the audit.
Questions in the motion?
I second that.
Second? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
The only thing I have to say about the receipts, we already took the motion, I mean, we're gonna get a count.
You didn't.
I'm sorry,
You didn't.
Oh, opposed, sorry.
No, You,
But who opposed?
you guys didn't vote for it, did you?
Henry did.
Henry voted for it, Ken, or Ed?
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm gonna get this done.
Yeah, it's
All right.
either yes or no. I'll just vote.
Oh, so it's unanimous.
I thought you said you did.
He said he abstained.
Abstained.
Oh, abstained.
Abstained or?
He abstained.
I mean, there's some strict laws I'm staying.
I wasn't going to vote on it.
Anyhow, my question is about the only, as a council member, and I'll give you my opinion, and like I said, I don't have any personal ill feelings towards any of the auditors, and the job that they do, I know is a painless, thankful job, but as a council person, I don't get paid for the meetings I sit here and talk to council business. So when you elect to be an auditor, you elect to take the fee that you put your name in the ballot for, which was $300. If you, in fact, would like to boost that to $500, I think the council needs to be brought to their attention and accept that before the audit is prepared, or they do it. And in fact, with the audit reports we've had in the last couple of years, on the detailed information on the situations that, you know, the borough needs to look into and to check for and be accountable for, it's just mind-boggling that the receipts aren't with the bill that you turn in. I could not understand why an auditor that has this much detail to give to West Kittanning Borough and change the opinions, or to change the way we do business, you know, for a personal thought here on this 7-page or 8-page thing, that they wouldn't turn a receipt in with a bill that they gave us. And that's all I have as opinion. Would you think of that?
I agree.
So, we still have a question on
We'll be looking for a new
the,
auditor.
we still have a question on the, we still have a question on the prints, yeah, the copies, or what are we gonna do with the copies? I mean, it can.
Yeah, we already made the motion to
We made the
pay
motion,
for all $300.
Okay.
And it was approved unanimously. One abstention.
And I would request that anything that needs to be done as an audit, again, be brought to the attention of
Yeah,
council,
I
it's just
mean,
not laying.
if you need something copied, you know, Carly will copy it, print it for you, whatever, that's not a problem at all, you know. Let her know what needs to be copied, that way you're not having to pay a quarter a page.
I have no idea. Who got,
Well, for the previous year, one copy of the notes was given to the secretary, and I talked to somebody on council months later and asked them about something in those notes, and was told that they didn't get a copy and that they were told they didn't need a copy. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had a copy.
But you gave us a copy of what you felt, your thoughts of how things,
Yes, the borough paying sales tax.
I didn't get a
yeah,
copy
The
of-
borough paying late fees, all those things that we pointed out, the major payroll issues. I mean, it's that if council was doing the job they were elected to do and watching over the money like they're supposed to do,
opinion.
we wouldn't have
Opinion.
no, it's sales tax.
Carol,
Borough's tax
the fact of the
exempt.
matter is exactly what you wrote here, you did not deliver. I don't
I
see
had
a
it the last
receipt
meeting.
in several pages of this audit report says that the receipts need to be documented, brought to meetings and stuff like that.
I
You
had
turned
it at
in
the
a
last
bill without
meeting.
receipts.
I had all of that stuff at the last meeting. We were hoping that there would be
Bring it
a
every meeting
dialogue.
until it's okay. Did anybody make a motion at the last meeting? No. So
No,
bring it to the
but I
next meeting.
wasn't told to bring stuff back. I mean, it said I'm not gonna drag everything I own with me.
Well, that's not a good.
Let's move on. Karen.
It's a shame you're more worried about paying the auditors than the
We're
things
going
that
to new
you're screwing
business.
up.
All right, I need a motion to adopt a resolution 2014-1 in support of the Senate Bill 1340 and House Bill 1272, enabling all municipal police to use the same motor vehicle speed timing devices as Pennsylvania State Police.
ID radar.
Yeah.
I didn't read it.
Well, Carly, read it on?
No, I mean, what it boils down to is
Yeah, they
use
just-
of radar guns within municipalities. It's never been permitted prior.
Use it
Yeah, it's the
before.
one that, Mayor Sabisky handed out, the email
Yeah, I read that in the email.
with the, sample of the resolution, and I just typed it specific to the borough.
Yeah, I've already seen it. I've seen it.
I make that
So, I
motion.
mean, I don't have it.
To adopt.
A motion to adopt the resolution. Any questions? Second?
Second.
Kenny seconded. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous.
Who's gonna purchase the radar now?
Well, this isn't, all this is, it's not legal right now.
Just gives you the right to do it.
They're trying to get the law changed to give
Okay.
municipalities the right to.
So I'll actually give this to, like, Senator White and Representative Heil, right? Okay.
Okay, I also need a motion to pay the final invoice from Enders Plumbing and Heating Company for $4,625. Work performed from February 20th to April 30th, 2014.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Questions? Second? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, I also need a motion for, to add this to the employee handbook for emergency call-out. Employees called out for work outside the regular working hours will receive no less than 4 hours at the applicable rate from the time they report to their assigned reporting locations.
I make that motion
Cliff?
to adopt that policy.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Any other new business?
I just want to give counsel, and particularly Ed and Vez, a little bit of, back in July 2003. I don't know, earlier in this meeting, we had discussed different situations in the borough where we'd mow for the state if they would use their street sweeper for our streets. I don't know what that entails and how many spots. I do know that, just in general thinking, that there's one by Carousel Child Care. It's a pretty big spot. The one over by Mr. Hawley's property is a pretty big spot. I don't know if there's any more. I know of 2 locations. So with that being on everybody's mind to do that reciprocal agreement with, the mowing for the street sweeper, there was an agreement made, and I think in 2003, and Canning Borough may not want to do it anymore. But I had brought it in with me. The agreement we signed for, basically using their man, their street sweeper, per hour. It's no less $50 an hour with the truck and everything. Their truck, their equipment. And then a minimum charge of $200 a day. So if it takes less than 4 hours to do, which I think it took an 8-hour day. I'm not sure. I think it's an 8-hour day to do it.
Okay.
But I would think that you guys, us guys, as council, should look into this again,
In exchange for,
just to pay them.
okay.
Using their stuff and
All
just
right.
giving them a dollar amount.
That's when I was on council.
Yeah, I think Henry's the one that actually brought it up. I think Henry's the one that actually suggested that and brought that into our funds.
Ed, the streets department, what is your opinion on that?
Well,
Money well
I
spent?
was on that, and I know I rode along with him because he he had nowhere to go, and
Yeah.
it worked out good. You know, as long as,
How long did it generally take, man?
it's about a day and a half,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if we get the main parts done and then broom the other parts, I mean, I don't wanna broom anything, but say if we wanna keep it under a day, you know, make sure we do the main streets and
Yeah.
stuff like that there.
Well,
That's just a secondary.
What I was looking at is, mowing that intersection, which is only gonna be, maybe need mowed once every month and a half, which isn't a big cost to us, for our, one borough worker to do it.
Right.
And to get their street sweeper up here in exchange,
Well, yeah, I guess, to continue what I.
I'm sure that price is gonna be higher.
Yeah, continue what I, it probably would be, it's a good thought, I mean, that was 10 years ago. But, continue what I said, that's a secondary avenue. You know, if they didn't, because they didn't call Ed back, and I don't know if they got a hold of you. Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna start, like I said, I'll stop Friday on my way home from work. I only work a half day, so I'm sure they'll be there.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody knows anybody. Henry, would you think what do you think of that document?
Jim Eckland.
Would that work? Because we don't, like, a lot of ours is like the grass and the ground and the dirt and the
They
gravel.
get as close as they can.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know, because like in town, you've got your berms and your sidewalks and it's all concrete, where here you got.
Yeah, they get as close as they can get.
Okay. And do you make our streets park on one side and park on the other? Like, is that, how do you work that?
They go around.
Yeah, they go around.
I think Ed, last time, didn't you actually notify people on the main drag, Arthur Street and stuff?
Well, we tried to.
You tried to,
We
but
tried to, but
they actually did a good job. It was a nice job after they were completed. So that's just a secondary avenue. I think we can't do if we can't do the state, if they don't get a hold of you and Ed doesn't get a call back, that's a secondary avenue. Somebody should check into that.
no, I can talk to June.
Anything else under new business?
Yeah.
Can I go back on something with unfinished? Because I'm sorry that we missed this. As far as the website goes, I think that our 3 months is up, correct?
It can.
Is it the end of June?
What's that?
To July? Okay, so then we can do that in June, July
Let me
then.
give the
Okay.
council. See what they think.
Huh? Well, I just wonder, Michelle's not always here, I'd like to maybe make a motion if she's interested to continue doing the website for us. Huh?
Yes or no?
I mean, I'd like to make a motion that if, Michelle, are you still interested in just continuing doing the website the way it is?
I think we can talk about it. I think it's a conversation to have.
Okay, so do you want to vote on it later
Why
on?
don't we have a meeting or something,
Okay,
like a committee meeting,
okay,
might be a good idea.
okay.
Could we really have, we got all that information, we really have to look into what our alternatives are, No. All right, I need a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion, pay the bills approved.
Yep.
Any question on that motion? That's-
I have one question.
Go ahead.
The bill for Town and Country Transit for the year, 3721, what was the increase on that?
5%.
5%? I saw in the paper they're losing ridership again.
It goes up and down.
That's all.
All those in favor? Motion to pay the bills, raise your right hand. I just wanted to, I forgot to bring this up under new business. We received a letter from the church for their 5K walk and run. I don't think we need any kind of motion, just they have permission.
Yeah, we're all in agreement.
Yeah, and we'll make sure we have our police on duty that day for it. Okay.
Were you guys required still to use the cones and the horses? And I don't know if you did that in prior years. I know you use cones, but
Yeah, we
you
use
still,
cones.
you'll still need to get the cones off the barrel?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So everything's, because I don't know if a street department is aware of, the date and stuff. We'll have to make sure we get back to that. Let
Okay.
them know how that stuff's prepared.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got one more thing. Should have been under new business. Or unfinished business.
Unfinished business. The fire department is going to go ahead and pay half the cost of installing a higher fence down at the hockey rink.
Sweet.
And the gentleman is busy right now. He said it'll probably take another week before he can get up here.
And the other half?
It's being paid by the borough.
Out of that fund.
Recreation.
Oh, okay, great. That'll please those people then.
Yes.
Yeah, I was over to talk.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was,
I talked to him on the phone, but
he
no.
was pleased.
Good.
All right, I need a motion for adjournment.
Make that motion?
We have second? All those in favor?
Okay, I have to say,